Hello and welcome to Stories That Work. This is Father Matthew Howell guest hosting for Deacon Adam Roberts. Deacon Adam is out on assignment and will, God willing, be back next week. This week we are going to be talking about the website orthodoxandsingle.com. And as soon as I can figure out how to get our guest in here, I'm going to integrate her into the broadcast. Hold on now. Today we're joined by Kathleen Morris. Kathleen, good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
It's good to have you here, and I'm glad that I figured out how to push the right button to get you on the broadcast. We're going to start with a quick prayer, and then we'll get going with our interview. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. O Lord Jesus Christ, our God, you came among your disciples and gave them peace. So also come among us and give us peace and understanding, and open our eyes that we may see your will and your glory in all things. For you are holy, always, now, and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. So, Kathleen, tell us a little bit about yourself, most especially where you are and why you are there.
I'm in Caxias do Sul, Brazil, which is in the state Rio Grande do Sul, visiting my fiance Falco Koning for Christmas. I've been here about a month. I'm going home.
Oh, looks like we lost her. Sorry about that. Looks like we are having some technical difficulties. Kathleen, as she was saying, she's in Brazil, and the story she's going to tell is how she met her fiance. So let me get her back. Hold on there. All right, welcome back, Kathleen.
So I don't know what the last thing you heard was.
Just start over. You're in Brazil.
In Brazil, in the south of Brazil, visiting my fiance Falco Koning, who lives here. He's Brazilian, and his family's German, so he's a German Brazilian, and he attends we go to a Russian Orthodox church here in Porto Alegre, Brazil. But I'm from Junction, Texas, which is in central to South Texas, about 2.5 hours from San Antonio.
Okay.
So I've been here for about a month this time.
So this brings us to our topic of the day. You're from Texas. He's a German Brazilian. How did you meet?
We met on the Orthodox and Single website. I think probably about November 2016. And we talked on that. Well, we talked for about a year online, and then he came to Texas in October 2017. And his godfather, actually, who used to be in Brazil, is now in Louisiana. So he took a week to go visit him, and then he spent 2 weeks at our family ranch in Texas. So we got to spend some time together personally then. And then I went to Brazil the next year.
And how long have you been engaged?
I guess not quite a year. Well, no, it's a little over a year. The Brazilians are a little different than Americans. They don't have a proposal really.
Oh, what a cliffhanger. I think she's having some issues with her internet, but I'm sure she'll be back in just a minute. So, as she was saying, she met on orthodoxandsingle.com, which is the only Orthodox dating website out there. Hold on, we're getting her back. There you
Sorry.
are.
Yeah. So
you were saying that Brazilians don't really have a proposal when
yeah,
they
they
get
just sort
engaged.
of talk about it and then decide to
Okay.
right. So it
So
was
when
sort
is
of a long process.
the wedding?
April 26th, 2020. So just
Okay. Now, will that be in Texas or Brazil?
we're gonna get married in Brazil first because of the immigration stuff. Falco can't come to the U.S. until his immigration case is finished, and that probably won't be till this summer.
Okay.
So, but we'll probably do either another, like the sort of secondary ceremony you can have if you're already married in Texas, because it'll be hard for people from Texas to come here. Just my immediate family will come.
Sure. That makes sense. Can you talk us through the process of Orthodox and single? Like, I think for the public, there are a lot of people who are skeptical about online dating.
Yeah.
Do we have a special guest?
Hello.
Hey, hello, welcome to the show.
Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to meet you. So Kathleen just told us a little bit about how you met and how you were talking through Orthodox and Single. And there you go again. I really think that their internet is a little bit weak, so you're gonna have to bear with us. I promise you they'll be back in a jiffy. So here they come. Yeah. Bear with me in just a couple seconds. They'll be right back. There you are again. So can you both talk us through the process of Orthodox and Single? I was saying that many people in the public are probably skeptical about online dating.
Yeah.
And there are Christian sites and there are definitely non-Christian sites. But this is an Orthodox site. Just tell us about logging on to Orthodox Single, what it was like, some of the apprehensions you had and how you overcame that. Like, just talk us through the process.
Well, I'm a veterinarian, and when I graduated vet school in 2016, and I started working in a small town in South Texas, and so there weren't really a lot of people to meet there. And vet school is about 80% women, so I meet a lot of people in vet school there. But so I don't know. I tried. Some of my colleagues at work are also single women, so we looked at some of the online dating sites, but there's not really anybody nearby anyway. And I don't know, I sort of had that same thought about online dating being kind of sketchy. So I looked at some of the other Christian ones, but I mean, they didn't really seem to work very well either. So I just Googled Orthodox Single site to see if there was one. And that's how I found it. And it was just sort of like any other dating site. You log on and make a profile, and then you can set a radius, but I guess it didn't. I don't know. It must have been. I don't know when the site was started, but it just popped up like, oh, you would like to talk to Falco Koning in Brazil, which I just thought would be.
So she was saying that you can set a radius on Orthodox and Single. What that means is that you can say, if you live in San Antonio, you want to meet somebody within 200 miles of your house, and that will filter the matches that they get for you. But apparently, Kathleen did not see that button or did not use that button. So, all right, keep going. You can pick up right where you left off.
So I just thought it'd be interesting to talk to somebody from Brazil who was also Orthodox, and because they're near Argentina, and my family's always been interested in ranching, and I knew them. So we just started talking, and he had a picture of his cats that looked very similar to my cats. So funny.
So you had something in common.
Yeah.
How long have both of you been Orthodox?
My family converted to Orthodoxy when I was in 7th grade, so that would have been 2001.
Okay.
So 19
And
years.
you Falco?
And, I was baptized Orthodox in 2009.
Okay. So how important was it for you to find somebody to date and hopefully marry that is Orthodox?
Well, I mean, for me, I had some relationships like you can say like long-term relationships like before with non-Orthodox people, and I think it makes a big difference when your partner is Orthodox, because then they have like the same mentality and world view, and like help you live accordingly also like to the teachings of the Orthodox Church. So after a while, this was very important to me. Like I perceived that this was very like the most important thing that you should like search in a partner, like for a lifelong relationship, let's say. So I mean, and then I found the sites as the same like Kathleen. Like I started searching for Orthodox relationship sites, and that's what popped up, and it worked pretty well. So
Good.
Very user friendly, I think.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And as a priest, I would agree that it's important to find somebody that's going to be helpful and supportive in your faith. It's extraordinarily difficult for Orthodox adults to practice their faith if they have a spouse that's either not supportive or antagonistic towards the faith. It can create lots of difficulties. So with the website, there are, from what I've heard, there have been over 30 couples that have been married through Orthodox and single. So that doesn't count you because you're not married yet. And those are just the ones that report back to the site that they got married. So they don't even have statistics on how many people are actually dating or engaged who have not yet been married. But the site has been up for 4 years, and they've had 30 Orthodox couples meet. Can you tell us what was the vetting process like for you? Did they do an interview with you? Did you have to get like a reference from a priest to get on the site? Like, how did you know, Kathleen, that Falco was actually Orthodox?
I remember you had to put in your home parish. I don't actually remember. I think
there was
was there a
like
reference?
I think so.
Maybe you had to put a priest contact or something, and they checked. I don't actually remember that. But I know you at least had to put something like your home parish, and maybe they check if it's a real parish or not. I don't know.
So there is a safety net. Like they could call a priest and say, "Hello, does Kathleen attend your church?
Right.
Is she a real person? Is she a psychopath?"
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I just figured it was probably too small of a group for crazy people. Easier to go on a different one.
Well, Orthodoxy is a very small world anyway, and with you guys uniting Brazil and Texas, you're making it a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So
it's a long flight, but
how long is the flight?
I fly from San Antonio to Houston, which is about an hour, and then from Houston to Sao Paulo, which is 10 hours, and then another hour and a half to Porto Alegre. So it usually takes about 24 hours to make the whole trip.
24 hours of travel, yeah.
Yeah.
And after you get married, where are you going to live? Brazil?
Hopefully Texas, but we'll see what. But in the U.S., we just are waiting for the
immigration stuff.
Immigration process to finish.
Sure. All right. Well, I think your story is a very interesting one, and I don't know how many people on Orthodox and Single have met and made the relationship work at such a long distance. But like I said, we know there are at least 30 other people out there. And maybe one idea for the people who run Orthodox and Single is to have like an alumni reunion or something, so that some of you can get together and share your stories and talk about the similarities in your experiences. But I think it's great that you both emphasized the importance of your Orthodox faith as criteria for looking for a partner. There are all sorts of ways to make all sorts of circumstances work. But if you're frustrated and feeling that your partner is always working against you, it's simply not going to work. So do you have anything else about Orthodox and Single or about your relationship, your experience that you would like to share? Any plugs or advertisements?
Well, I mean, it was a really good site for us. Like, it worked out well.
Yeah. As I said, like, it's very user friendly. So I mean,
and it's good. There's just one, so all the Orthodox are together on it. So.
And if somebody were to tell you, this online stuff, like it's not for me. I think I'm better off going to conferences and conventions or other events in person and hoping for the best. What would you tell them if they just poo-pooed the idea of online dating?
I mean, I talked to a lot of people, like some on the Orthodox site and some on other sites before I talked to Falco, and I don't know, even if you're not face-to-face, you can, I don't know, sort of tell a lot about a person. And also if you're kind of shy, then like you don't have to walk up to somebody. You can just send them a text, and then if they don't answer, so what? Like, they don't answer.
Yeah, that helps a lot. I mean, I'm pretty shy, and I think Kathleen is not so outgoing also, so that can help a lot also. Like, depends on the person.
And it gives you a lot bigger pool of people that, you can you have more chances to meet somebody.
Do you have the opportunity to like look through profiles and like read up about people and then contact them?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's up to them how much they put on there, but it would suggest people for you. I remember because it suggested Falco, but you can look at their profile and see their pictures and stuff. And decide if you, and like, I think, I don't know, you could write stuff about yourself. So a lot of people write that they want to be a priest. So if you don't want to be a priest's wife, then you can just get those or whatever, or I don't know.
Yeah. Especially seminarians who are in seminary on the track to be a priest, they have what's called a theological clock. Women have a biological clock where they feel the need to have children, and men who want to be priests have a theological clock. So they might reek of desperation a little bit. But I assume also, since you're engaged, you're not active on Orthodox and Single anymore.
No, we haven't for a long time. But we did, because it's a little cumbersome to have to log in every time you want to talk to somebody. So we switched over to using Facebook Messenger and then to WhatsApp. International. So.
Yeah.
But.
Well, good. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and Falco, thank you for joining us. I am up in Alaska, so this could possibly be the longest distance interview that's happened on Stories That Work so far. The biggest temperature difference. I don't know what our temperature is here in Celsius, but it's 12 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. And I'm sure it's much warmer there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's very cold. But if Deacon Adam had given me more of a warning, I would have been happy to come down and do an in-person interview with you.
It's very beautiful in Brazil.
That's amazing.
It's a very beautiful country.
Oh, good, good. Well, it looks like it has some beautiful people. And thank you again for sharing your story with us. Before we end the broadcast, I want to remind everybody of the upcoming parenting conference hosted by the Antiochian Department of Missions and Evangelism. There will be a digital parenting conference. Now, this isn't for parents who try to parent digitally, so to speak. It's a digital conference for parents, and it'll be February 9th from 12 to 4 Eastern. So information can be found on the Antiochian Antiochian Missions and Evangelism Facebook page. And I'll also throw a link in here in our broadcast chat for you so you can go to the landing page and get more information on that. But there are some really good speakers who will be talking about relevant parenting subjects. And I'll just highlight one that I'm personally interested in. And that is, I believe Bishop John Abdullah is going to be talking about how to parent adult children. And what often happens is that kids grow up, they leave the house, and then like the relationship with the parent changes in a dramatic way. And Bishop John has several adult children, and he's going to be talking about how to navigate those times as a parent. So Falco and Kathleen, you're a little ways away from that. However, I would still recommend you tune in to the digital parenting conference and just get ready for whatever is coming your way. We wish you all the best and many blessed years together. And do you want to give a quick shout out as to where you're registered so anybody who's watching can send you a gift?
We don't really have a registry because we're in Brazil. But
okay, all right. Well, also we have one comment. Gada says, "Best of luck from Montreal."
Oh wow!
So, congratulations to you. You've got somebody praying for you in Montreal. And once again, thank you for sharing your time and your story with us. We hope you have a great afternoon. And to everybody else watching, God willing, Deacon Adam Roberts will be back next week. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.